Good evening and welcome to the SPARC Meeting. Let the record show that the regular SPARC Meeting is now called to order. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Chair Velasco.
Here.
Committee Member Castle. Committee Member Hirani.
Here.
Committee Member Markel.
Here.
Committee Member Pishney.
Here.
Committee Member Price.
Here.
And Committee Member Renna.
Here.
We do have a quorum present with Vice Chair Carlton. She did email me. She's excused. She's at a training. And then Committee Member Dressler, Fox, and McCarthy currently absent.
Great, thank you. Please review the minutes and comment or any corrections.
One thing to note really quick for our new members, even though you guys weren't on the committee when these meetings happened, if you have faith in staff of doing the proper job to actually write the minutes as the way the meeting happened, you don't have to abstain. You can vote for them. So just because you weren't on the committee when it happens doesn't mean you don't have to abstain, but it's up to you.
I go to approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
Thank you, ladies. We have a first and a second. James, can you perform a roll call vote?
Chair Velasco.
Yes.
Committee Member Castle.
Yes.
Committee Member Hirani.
Yes.
Committee Member Markel.
Yes.
Committee Member Pishney.
Yes.
Committee Member Price.
Yes.
Committee Member Renna.
Yes.
That motion carries unanimously with members present.
Excellent. Number 3, Brews and Bites event, the 2026 event. Staff to present.
Good evening, everybody. How are you doing today?
Awesome.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to the board. All right, so a few months ago, we had a presentation to update you on the status of Brews and Bites, and we wanted to provide an opportunity for some feedback. And then now our team has done some research, and we have a trajectory that we'd like to share with you. And I'd like to do a brief recap as well for the event. James, do I have control of this?
There we go.
Thank you so much. All right, so in 2025, our Brews and Bites event, we had a net revenue of $16,693. Of that net revenue, 78% comes from ticket sales. We had 1,008 tickets sold, and the revenue the next highest source of revenue is our sponsorship. The goal for Brews and Bites is to fulfill our rec revolving fund, which provides funding for our voucher incentive program, our teens, senior programming, and our special events. So as you can recognize, we do have a deficit in where we were at versus what our goal is. So for moving forward for the 2026 event, we are recommending to keep Brews and Bites the way that it was presented this past year with the Halloween theme, same time of year, same time frame. So projecting a Saturday, October 17th from 5:30 to 9:30 Halloween theme, 21 up event. We'll keep the costume contest. It will be food and beverage. We'll samplings while supplies last. Additional funding sources will be silent auction, opportunity drawing, and cocktails for purchase. We received the feedback that the Halloween theme was well received. We did get new participants to attend the event. We're hoping because of that Halloween theme, so we're anticipating that to grow, and we're really hoping to leverage new guests just based off of that. So that was our main focus from last meeting with the feedback. One of the changes that we did want to address is, as I mentioned, a majority of the revenue comes from ticket sales. So when the event does not sell out, that is one of the largest gaps of revenue for us. So in the previous presentation that we made in December, I believe December 3rd, we highlighted the other comparable events that are happening in San Diego County, especially in East County as well, that our event is a really, really good deal. The quality that is provided to our customers and to our guests is exceptional for the price that they're getting. So we wanted to try to be competitive, but we recognize that we aren't able to drastically increase fees without a little bit of strategy. So we wanted to approach a tiered ticket approach for this. So we can still provide an opportunity for longstanding Brews and Bites participants to join in the event at an original cost of $50, which was the same as it was in 2025. So that would be for the months of June and July, which gives us a great opportunity to leverage the summer concert series and Santee Salutes as touch points with the community. Ideally, it would be great to sell out during June and July in this early bird ticket sale. But if we aren't able to sell out, we do have a tier 1 ticket, which will be a $65. So we do recognize that there is a drastic increase, but that is getting us closer to what some of the other events in the county are offering. And that would be for the months of August and September. And then as we had discussed, and some of the feedback that we got is that to create a kind of a premium price as it gets closer to the event to really incentivize people to purchase early so people aren't waiting. And we did see the drastic sales of tickets within the last 2 to 3 weeks. I believe, I don't want to misquote, but I believe we were up almost at 300 ticket sales in the last 2 weeks before the event, which it's a drastic change when it comes to event planning and coordinating with our vendors. So we're hoping to secure and sell out early, but we do have an opportunity to recoup some of the funds, be more competitive with what else is happening in the county, and then also drive that participation early. So we do have the tiered ticket approach, like I mentioned, so 50, 65, and 75. We will have the designated driver option, which will remain at $35 throughout the ticket sales. And then in the past, we've had the reserved tables as an add-on, which did not include any tickets, which I do believe is a little confusing to some of our guests who are unfamiliar. So we wanted to try a bundle package. So a reserved table will be $500, but that includes the 8 tickets. So you do not have to worry about the miscommunication of, can I find 8 friends or do I buy a table or not? So if we were to approach the $500 level, sell 8 tickets encompassing with that. So that breaks it down to $62.50 per ticket, then as well as the table. To provide a little bit of financial support, we are still remaining a military senior and also a student discount. It would be a $5 off per ticket, and that would be at the tier 2 or tier 3. So once the early bird leaves $50, the price will not go back down to $50. So for tier 1, if you were a military senior or student, you would be paying a $60 rate, and tier 2, you would be paying $70. And then also just as a side note that the prices that we're forecasting do not include the service fees. So we'll still be using an online digital platform for ticket sales, QR code entry as well. So the customer will be paying the service fees for those. So as I mentioned, some of the strategy for us is to increase revenue and decrease expenses. That's how we're going to make money and help to bridge some of that gap. So we really are focusing on increasing our sponsorship, trying to target some new sponsors or really trying to leverage some additional funding from sponsors that may have drifted off in the past, or to see if they'd be willing to participate in a different level if there's new opportunities that would help their brand awareness and recognition and outreach to the community. We are discussing charging equipment rentals right now for our vendors who are utilizing our equipment or the equipment that we are renting from a third party. We are providing that at no cost. So we are considering having at least a recoup of costs for that for the city so that vendors, if they aren't unable to provide their own things like canopies, tables, chairs, and weights, that they could buy into that. We are always providing an opportunity for our vendors to bring their own materials. We do recognize that branded canopies, flags, branded tablecloths are half of the reason that they want to go is that they really want to be able to get their product and their company logo out to the public. So that will always remain an option for them. But if they do choose to utilize equipment from us, we will have an opportunity to at least possibly break even or at least offset some of our expenses in that category. We, as always, we're trying to expand silent auction, and as you have heard in the last couple of years, it's getting harder and harder to procure some high-value donated items. So we are always looking for new opportunities, new businesses, new sponsors, or anybody who would be willing to make donations that could be used for a silent auction or opportunity drawing. throughout the years, there has been more and more competition with different events, different nonprofits, different causes that are also dipping into the same pool. So we're continuously looking for that. The better the prizes, the more likely people are to spend, and the more they spend, the more money that we can give back to our community. So another opportunity for us to increase revenue, as I mentioned, is advertising early bird sales and really trying to drive home that if you don't buy early bird, you might be paying a premium. We're really hoping that that can resonate with people that don't want to miss out on the experience, that they would love to sell out early. That just gives us a great cushion and a great platform to really strategize with our vendors and how to be the most prepared for the event. We are going to be proposing to decrease or reduce the vendor stipend to $200. We are currently providing a $250 stipend to our food vendors. Unfortunately, our business vendors and our alcoholic vendors are ineligible to receive a stipend. So this would save us $50 per vendor. I wish I had the exact number, but we're around the $5,000 plus in stipend payouts. So by saving $50 per, that can at least cut down on some of our expenditures. And we'll really be scrutinizing and reevaluating some of the contracts that we have in place to see if there's any additional opportunities for us to cut costs for those specific contracts that are in place. So I know that was a mouthful and there's a lot going on, but does anybody have any questions about Brews and Bites, about the tiered ticket program, anything that I can answer?
Yes, Ms. Miracle.
On cutting stipend to the vendors, you got to think of this. The vendors are the reason these people, come in, the food sample and stuff. And I just feel that dropping that stipend, even though you're going to save $50 a vendor, already the vendors that I talked to were having a problem with it being reduced down to $250, and now you're going to reduce down to $200. Is that going to cost us, these vendors? And I would like to try to get more vendors in, smoothies, mocktails, things like that, because where we had it situated, you'd wait in a line and then you'd get up and it was alcohol. They weren't, I know they had the little signs, but it's winds blowing. And I think if we just organize this structure just a little bit different, but I'm worried about reducing that vendor cost. And then also I noticed when you buy a ticket, there's a surcharge that's not included in price. What is that surcharge?
I don't have the exact percentage, but there is a credit card processing fee, and then we are using Eventbrite, and Eventbrite has its own platform processing fee as well.
So there's two fees.
Well, the two fees are encompassed during one transaction, yes.
Okay,
So
how
that-
if we come in and pay for a check? Do we have to pay a fee, or we can't do that?
We can't pay by check. Everything is done online now.
Okay.
Yeah, so the opportunity for that is for us to recoup or to keep 100% of the ticket fees. In the past, if we were selling the tickets at $50, internally on the back end, the city would be paying those processing fees. So we were taking home less of the profit that we were given. But thank you for your feedback on the vendor stipend and the organization. If you have any leads on smoothies, mocktails, et cetera, please be sure to send them our way.
Just include more stuff for people that don't drink. A lot of people don't drink, and then we have our non-drinkers that are the designated drivers. When you're a designated driver and you only got 3 mock places or 2 mock places out of 27, I just need the situation to be a little bit more organized on mock drinks here, your photoing stuff, and maybe get rid of and I know you guys like the big thing that's lit up that says Brews and Bites. I know it's really pretty, but it's costly. Maybe we can think of something else and be creative in less money, because doesn't that thing cost us $4,200, that sign?
No, I believe it's much less than that. The light up trees were several $1,000s, and we saved a significant amount by moving to the light up marquee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
the trees were
We went to the
crazy.
marquee because it's something we own. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, we don't.
It's a
rent
rental.
that as well.
Yeah,
But
That's rented.
I know the trees were a lot more, so.
yeah, a lot. I could not believe how much those things cost.
Yeah. Oh, we're guesstimating around over $3,000 for the trees.
Yeah.
So we're at least probably in the $1,500 to $1,600.
Maybe we can team up with Lowe's or Home Depot and have them bring in some trees, drop them down to advertise their trees, and we'll just throw some lights on it and call it.
All right. Thank you, Linda. Yes, sir.
Well, I attended, and I thought it was great, and I really liked the lights. I may have missed this because I came in late, but what was, did you mention like a number of people that we would have needed to break even? Like how many more people we would have needed to sell tickets for? Is there like a rough number there? Because I kind of think like instead of looking at ways to cut this thing down, I thought it was beautiful. I told you that after the event. I thought you guys did a great job. How can we help you get more people to it? And what's our break-even point? How many more tickets do we have to sell next year? Because the silent auction was really well done too. Like all of the prizes were appealing to me, and I thought I had complimented the team on like how well you guys organized them into different groups. So it was like you weren't just bidding on one thing; you were bidding on like a really like couple different date nights or a couple different things that you could do with the kids. It was like well planned out, and so I think like we should elaborate on it and double down and spend more money and try to get more people to come. Do you have like a rough idea of how many more people we would need?
I don't have a break-even cost, but just doing quick calculations, we sold around 1,000 tickets, and we were projecting to have a sellout at 1,200. So for the 200 extra tickets that we did not sell at $50, and which would have been the early bird price, that's an extra $10,000 that could have been in revenue. So we were right now about $5,000 to $7,000 short of where we'd want to be. So obviously, just that's a good emphasis on how important it is to get those ticket sales. So that's why we're really trying to advertise heavy that these pre-sale, early bird are going to be the place to be, so that we can try to sell out as fast as possible. And we always have an opportunity if we have an excess amount of vendors. During the original presentation, we have a chart that goes over vendor to participant ratios. So if we have an increase in vendor participation, we'd be able to release more tickets. We're not going to have a hard line at 1,200, but we want to make sure that the customer value and the guest experience is kept. So we're monitoring the amount of vendors that are attending versus how long the lines would be, et cetera. So I hope that answers the question.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you.
So, yeah, ultimately it's ticket sales and getting out there. And we did a lot of advertising last year and marketing for the ticket sales. And I think it's upon this committee as well to get out there and talk to your friends and say, hey, you need to come to this event. This event is the coolest event we have in Santee, and it's definitely worth the money. And it's worth the money. And I attend. And I talk with staff a lot. I attend a lot of the events in this region in the East County, and we have one of the best valued events of this type, and that's why I completely support the raise in the ticket price for the folks that want to wait till the last minute, because I understand the challenges that provides logistically, and when we do 30% of ticket sales in the last week, that logistically for the staff that's putting on the event, that creates a lot of okay,
stress.
We need to pivot. And so I love the tiered pricing. The stipend reduction, I'm not 100% against that at all. I mean, I'm wondering what pre-COVID, and I know I'm putting you on the spot here, pre-COVID, what stipend did we give to the folks that supported this event?
That's a good question. I don't.
Like 150, and then we did have. Excuse me. It was 150, and then we had the weird COVID event. So there was some funding that came from for business support, and the stipend went up significantly because businesses were struggling during COVID, so it went up to like 500, and then we trickled it down to half of that.
So cool. I wanted to bring that up.
Jumped up.
I wanted to bring that up on record. I understand that I'm a small business owner here in town, and I understand during COVID it was a weird time, and there was a lot of folks that barely made it through COVID. We are now in 2026, and this event was very successful, sold out almost every year. Pre the $500 stipend, now the $250. So I do support the reduction in stipend, because that stipend comes directly out of the funds that we raise for our seniors and our youth here in town. So and people are recovering. I mean, we're back to full steam ahead. And besides, the economy and all the taxes and insurance and all that stuff, which is, not going to change. But so I just wanted to find out the stipend before pre-COVID, because I understand if we give them a little bit for the staffing. I mean, that's the one hard cost that that we have when you have a business. You have a hard cost, and it's much more attractive to reduce the hard cost, but you still want to give back, and you still want to be a part of this event that supports the community. So,
Dean, one more thing.
Yes, sir.
And I know we don't want to go down a brainstorming tunnel on this thing, but would there be like a conflict of interest if there was an intramural softball tournament on the fields in Town Center? Like if we butted this up to an event where we're already bringing out a ton of people, there might be a parking issue, but if there was an event like an adult softball league has their championship tournament or something, and then they know that there's the Brews and Bites simply by the proximity of it, like we could bang out another 200 people from that event. Would there be any conflict with us doing it that way, or like trying to schedule based on something like that?
I wouldn't say there's a conflict. I mean, obviously that tournament wouldn't be officially a part of our event, right? Like we're not trying to encourage people to drink at Brews and Bites and then go play a softball tournament.
Vice versa, finish the softball tournament,
and
like if that ends at 5, then they stumble over.
Sounds like a great marketing opportunity.
They walk over. Yeah.
So we don't host adult sports, but we do have a contractor, Sportsplex, that does that. So they schedule their own tournaments, et cetera, depending on their availability and what we do advertise heavily to Sportsplex. We could try to expand a little bit more of a partnership with them if they did have a large tournament, but physically or, it's not within our realm that we run adult sports. Perfect. Yeah, but, and then Sportsplex also has their own bar and grill.
Thank you, sir. So getting back to some of the other comments you made about the equipment rentals, I think there's an opportunity there to recoup some costs because most folks that do any kind of events like this have their own tables, have their own chairs, have their own pop-ups. I've noticed since, in full disclosure, I participate in. I'm not only the chair here, but I participate in this event, and I only noticed a few years ago where I get the choice to have my own pop-up, branded pop-up, because I have a branded pop-up, and my own branded, tablecloth and all that stuff. So I think short of recouping the costs of a table and a pop-up from folks, I think we can market it different to the folks. Say, we encourage you to bring, not if you have one, you could bring it, but we encourage you to bring that. Please let us know if you need something. Because talking about other events, the La Mesa event up at Mount Helix, they will provide you a table and 2 chairs and a pop-up. However, they encourage the use of your branded. And so I think it's just a part of wording when we're reaching out with them. Instead of we're providing this, saying, we can provide this. Please, we encourage you to bring your own pop-up. Because honestly, before, I don't know, last year or the year before, I didn't know I could bring my own pop-up. I thought I had to have the white one with your little cute sign. Yeah, so I think even the signage, because I know the signage has a massive cost to it, and I thought it was slightly redundant, just as a vendor, as somebody participating, to have your guys' $45 sign, probably cost $45, $35, attached to my banner or my branded pop-up that cost me $1,000. So those kind of things we can recoup costs on those little tiny things. I mean, if we have 80 vendors and we have to get 30 signs because maybe some folks that are smaller don't have their own branded stuff, then I understand that. But instead of just automatically putting those white signs that say, Brews and Bites, although I do keep mine every year and it's really cool because it's branded with, the Brews and Bites X year, my name. But so those kind of things I totally encourage you folks to look at and to recover some of those costs because all those little costs add up.
Yeah, definitely. Just so you know, Al's Sports Shop does an in-kind donation, and they provide all of those banners for us.
Okay, cool. That's perfect.
And the reason that they're all exactly the same is because they're donating them. I did ask if we could try to put the company logo in, but unfortunately, that would incur a cost for us. So. But yes, the opportunity for vendors to bring their own canopy was actually a brand new one from the last 2 years. As a response from the communication and feedback we got from the vendors, they wanted more opportunity to showcase themselves. And so we thought that was at least an easy opportunity, as you mentioned, Dean, that the vendors who do participate in multiple events already have these supplies. But I appreciate the feedback about trying to word it so that we are encouraging them to bring their own or then recoup some costs from there.
Cool. And one last comment on the photo booth. I have to disagree with you, Linda. I think the addition of the Brews and Bites, this is one of the coolest features here. And I don't care how much it costs. It costs less than the trees that were not my favorite. This is what we want because people take pictures. We get social media hits. We get folks, everybody going in front of there with their outfits. And now that we have folks that dress up, I think this is a killer opportunity to have a landmark Instagram moment. And now, and as you know, most of the folks that are coming to this are now younger. They're 30-somethings and 40-somethings. So I absolutely want this, and I think this should be at every single event. And if it costs us a couple bucks, it's worth it because it's one of the landmark things of this event. And we have great photographers that come out there and take pictures of folks in front of this and folks that are dressed in the same costumes. And so, yes, ma'am.
But it's positioned wrong.
Okay. Well, that's coming from a photographer. You could talk about that offline with the folks because we have all the opportunity in the world to put this wherever the heck we want. It's usually just out right when you walk in. Bam! It's right there, so you can take a picture. So we could talk about that. Well, any of our new members, would you like to say something? Yes.
I do, actually. Do the vendors pay a cost to come and join this event?
No.
Have we ever thought about asking vendors to pay for it?
Yeah. Yes. Have we thought about it? Yes. Have we actively discussed it? To our concern is that the vendor participation is the backbone of this event. If vendors don't show up, then we have nothing to offer our guests. So we're concerned by driving them away. We want to help promote the vendors. Our like local mom and pops, Mary's Donuts, et cetera,
Right.
Jimmy's and Junction. We want them to participate, and we're hesitant to scare them away by incurring a fee for them. So we just really want to balance that fine line of bringing them, they're donating their time minus any stipend that we offer. So we're treading lightly on that relationship.
For example, my wife and I love farmers markets, and I've been to every single farmers market in San Diego. Very familiar with all the brands, different, food vendors, drink vendors that show up at all these events. And working with the Santee School District, we have our multicultural fair coming up, and I asked vendors to come in, food vendors, to one of our school sites. And the first question they always ask is, how much, do we need to pay? This year we changed it to, they're going to make a donation, for scholarships towards our sports programs. But a lot of the vendors that I've talked to, understand that sometimes there's costs associated with it. So maybe it's something that moving forward, there's a lot of vendors out there. Going to these farmers markets, I have seen hundreds of them, and they all have social media pages, and a lot of them are new, and a lot of them change and stop. But it's one of those things I feel like so many vendors are eager to come out to these events because they're trying to build a brand, build a business, and get recognized and sell their product, whatever it is. I think that there's enough hungry people to want to do that.
Yeah, I think the difference between some of the events like farmers markets is that there's a cost to the customer once they attend. So we are typically a one fee event. You pay your $50 to $75 to attend, and then the guest gets to enjoy these samples at no cost to them. Yeah, so there is no opportunity for profit sharing or anything. It is included.
I think that's the biggest differentiation because I do farmers markets every week. We are asking these vendors to come in and give away hundreds, if not $1,000 worth of free stuff. They don't get to recover any of the costs. They don't get to recoup any costs. So when we have, like, let's say me, I bring in 2 kegs or a bunch of booze, I'm giving it all away. So that's my cost to be a part of this, and that's that what's making it attractive for folks to come, because we can get all these vendors. I think reducing the stipend is a better bet than to charge, because at street fairs and those, and I put on a couple other events in town, we do charge something for the vendors to come in, because they're going to make X amount of profit there. In this event, they make nothing. All they get is exposure. So the cost is something they need to weigh in too. Like, it's going to cost me $500 in raw food to come here and give it away. Is that worth it? So that's where we differentiate a little bit. Thank you. Yeah.
Our business vendors, so even business vendors who come, we require them to bring samples. So either alcohol or non-alcohol, or because they're not in the food business. So the vendors that only get a stipend are the food vendors, and alcohol and or drinks do not receive a stipend.
So let's say like there's an insurance.
They're in-kind donation.
Yeah, let's say you have
basically
an
by
insurance
attending.
company and you want to come here and get, Dino's Insurance. If you want to participate this, you have to have something that you're tangible giving away to folks. So you'll see the mayor and a couple of the other council members, they'll come out there and they'll have the soda booth or the wine booth, just to get their name out of whatever their company is or that kind of stuff. So that's where we kind of get, they're paying, they're just not paying us money. And that's why we need to focus on ticket sales. We need to get out there and say, hey, come to this event, because it's the coolest event we have in town. I mean, you could pay $50, come here for 4 hours and be able to enjoy a killer band, all these samples, food, drinks, alcohol, non-alcohol, and that kind of thing.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for your questions.
Anyone down there? You have any?
I have a quick one. I'm turning it on and off. What is the marketing like for this event? Because I feel like that could be the biggest draw for people to come, is being able to hear about it and finding out it. I live here, so I see it all the time, but beyond Santee, what does that look like? I'm sure there's a budget for that also, but since I'm new, I didn't see the last presentation, so maybe that was already discussed.
Yeah, so we try to, obviously we're interested in promoting within Santee and getting our residents out there, but now, especially since we're branching out into a Halloween theme, which I think can reach a larger audience, that is something that we're always struggling with, is marketing, but we do have a wonderful marketing team that helps us create beautiful flyers. We do our best to reach out to the news outlets. We've had some successes by getting on the radio, but unfortunately their costs have increased. They used to be more supportive of fundraising opportunities, but now they're looking for profit as well, or at least recouping some of their advertising costs. So getting outside of Santee is still an area that we could always improve on. We do have table tents that we put out. We put flyers to our participating vendors, an opportunity to reach out to those guests who are coming in and out of their facilities throughout the weekends. But when it comes to large scale, we are working on unfortunately, we're not like a 91X where we have this giant SoCal Taco Fest where we're able to be on the radio multiple times. We're on local news when we get the chance. We're on podcasts. We try to reach out to social media. We have X and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, and we're just trying to reach out probably to the most people that we can, but there's always room for opportunities. So if you have any leads or connections that can help us branch out beyond. And one of the benefits of using the Eventbrite platform is if you Google, which I do often, is things to do in San Diego today or things to do in San Diego this weekend, Eventbrite is typically on the first page of Google. So you can find events organically that way. So Brews Invites as a participating event on that platform is advertised naturally through there. We do try to put our event on any free event page that we can get, but since it's a 21 and up event, some of the event pages are family friendly and they choose not to support us in that one. But that's kind of some of our strategy.
Great, thank you. Tony?
Yeah, I do have a couple of questions about the financial impact. It sounds like there was a deficit due to ticket sales last year, and in order to try to recover that, you have the plan for the tiered tickets. And then I'm more interested in Linda's concern that by decreasing the stipend, that we may scare away some of the businesses. And so first I'm wondering, it sounds like there's a history of decreasing the stipend. And I'm wondering, in the past, how many vendors we're talking about that we have here? What's that impact going to be? And as you've decreased the stipend, has that had an impact on the number of vendors that have attended?
That's a great question. So before COVID, we were around 70 to 75 vendors. Post-COVID, we dropped down into the low 40s. So post-COVID, we also had up to $500 in stipends. Then we dropped it to $300, $250, and now we're proposing at $200. This past year, we actually had an increase of vendor participations. We were, I believe, if we're like 52, if I want to be correct, 52 vendors. So we started to see an increase despite reducing the vendor stipend down. We are noticing an increase in the private business market as well that are wanting to participate, which for most of the alcohol consumers is great because it provides an additional opportunity for people to have another drink and another person to meet with, and a great opportunity to continue the fun throughout the evening.
And just to clarify to one of your points, we didn't have a deficit this year. We just didn't make as much as we wanted to fund our coffers for the seniors and youth. So there was a decrease after COVID. It really kind of messed up this event. It actually messed up events across the city, and we did a lot of comparisons over the last several years on I'll get you on this event and just events across the city. I mean, there was a huge downtick. Partially because a lot of the vendors that support these events, a lot of the folks we reach out and say, hey, do you want to come here and get your name out there and give some free samples away? A lot of those small businesses almost went out of business. I mean, and I'm acutely aware of that because I was part of the COVID world. So it just messed up with our attendance. I think we're on the rebuild path, and we have been building up every year. And I think it's us on the council or on the committee promoting this event, getting folks out there, hearing about it, and that's why I've been encouraging all of our committee members to get out there and promote this event. And this last year we had a massive media push. I mean, I did what are those TikTok videos with our marketing department and some of the other vendors, and we went around, and so. I really think we're on an upswing, and I'm excited for this year, and I'm excited to see where it's gonna bring us. And ultimately, it's how much money can we bring in to put into our coffers so we could support our youth and our seniors. So, because this is our major fundraiser for the money that we get to spend on the kiddos and our seniors.
Awesome.
Okay.
Have we ever had a title sponsor?
We have title sponsors. We have sponsorship packages. So we do have 3 tiers. We do have different opportunities. We don't turn sponsors away. So if they are only interested in putting a banner out they have a different marketing platform, if they have a different marketing strategy or budget, we're accepting beyond. We make custom sponsor packages. But we did have knowing that the funds to this event go to the Rec Revolving and to its own individual fund. Some of our sponsors are choosing to attend different events, which do not affect the bottom line for this event in this Rec Revolving. So we're always just trying to encourage them to say, hey, this is the target audience, finding vendors and sponsors that are looking to advertise to our major demographic. So we are doing research to other local events to see what are the companies that are sponsoring those events, because obviously those sponsors want to meet our people. They want to meet 21 and up. They want to meet young adults. They want to meet the same demographic of people that are coming to our event. So we're trying to focus on similar events and the companies, hopefully the large scale companies that are sponsoring those, and then bring them into our event as well.
Thank you.
Yes, and I encourage that massively. I mean, I've reached out on some of the other city events. I've reached out to friends that I know that own companies in town that want to support certain things. Take, for example, the city is doing an amazing, we have a partnership with a couple of Marine units, and we do a city Marine Heroes
Classic Golf Tournament.
Heroes Classic Golf. And I'll reach out to folks that I know that have parents or family that are part of the the military or veterans, and I'll say, hey, do you want to sponsor? Do you want to sponsor this event? It's, $5,000. You can be a title sponsor, $7,000, whatever it is. And we've been successful in doing that. And in this event specifically, I mean, we're going after, the Gen X and above crowd. I mean, we have, and some of the 30-somethings, sorry, 30, we don't have any 30-something. You might be a 30-something. But so those businesses that want to get their name out there, that you want to be a title sponsor. And each one of you have that ability to go to folks that would want to sponsor, want to get in front of 2,000 people and say, hey, I'm the title sponsor of Brews and Bites this year, and that right there is a large chunk. That's 100 tickets or 200, ultimately in the sponsorship in the world. So I encourage you folks to reach out to anyone that want to be a sponsor of this great event, and especially if they're Santee or East County centric. This is one of our title events, and it's a great event, and we're going to bring it back to its glory. We're going to sell out every year, and we're going to keep this going because it's a cool event. It's an event I've been involved in since I moved to Santee years ago in 2002. So thank you all for your participation and your comments. It's very valuable. I love hearing from the new folks. So anyone else have anything to say?
We do have a speaker slip.
Yes, we have a speaker.
Carl.
Oh, it's Carl. Carl, come up here and give us your 2 cents. Or $5.
First comment I'd like to make is you are a very good speaker. I've been going to Fido Fest since the beginning, and it's one of my favorite events here. I didn't go this year because of parking. Park Center Drive was backed up all the way to Mast, and once I did get in here, up and down every single aisle, could not find a parking spot the way out to Cuyamaca. People were parked in planter boxes. People were parked on the cement, not sidewalk, but cement dividers. A lot of comments on Facebook about that. And the only reason I bring it up is you're talking about this event being in the same place, and you're talking about more tickets. And I'm just hoping that you guys take parking into consideration. I know the construction is going to be even more advanced at the time this next one comes up. Okay, you got half the parking all fenced off. You got the bridge fenced off. You mentioned it with a concurrent softball game. That's going to suck up the parking. I don't think that anybody, and I'm not pointing fingers at Santee, but I don't think anybody thinks about parking when they plan events, except maybe at Del Mar Fairgrounds. So that's it. I miss Fido Fest. It's free. Didn't cost me anything. I'm not going to pay $50 and not be able to get to where I want to go.
Thank you, Carl. And the one comment, and we don't normally comment on public comments, but the one comment I do want to bring up on this one is we encourage Uber and Lyft and ride sharing on this because this is a drinking event. So this is a little different than Fido Fest, where Fido Fest is one of our best attended events. And yeah, so it's an evening event, and we definitely encourage Ubering because after 4 hours of tasting tasty beverages, we don't want people driving home. So this one is a little bit different than the Fido Fest. But thank you for your comments. Okay, next item is community services update. Nick.
Thank you, Chairperson. I don't have any updates necessarily, but I do want to take this time to give the mic to our 3 new members, and I wanted to see if you just want to introduce themselves so the community knows who they are and also the fellow members here. So if you want to start directly to my right.
All right. Thank you. I do appreciate this. Over the last year and a half, my wife and I just bought a home here in Santee, and so we're super excited to be a part of this community. And over that time, I've had the opportunity to meet my district councilwoman, Laura Koval, and she's amazing. And, chatting with her a couple different times and doing a lot of the things that kind of led me to, getting appointed to this position. A little bit about myself. I've been working in education for the last 16 years, coaching high school football, baseball, kind of all over the place. And moving out here in Santee, I was fortunate enough to get a job with the Santee School District, supporting behavior in the before and after school programs. And also I'm in charge of community partnerships. So I also run the sports leagues that we have implemented this year for the Santee School District, starting with basketball, soccer, and now we're into flag football. It's been an amazing experience thus far, supporting about 400 students this school year. Just really excited to be a part of this. I'm also a registered business owner here in Santee. It's a community that I'm proud to be a part of now. I'm excited to offer my 2 cents and see what resources that I can bring to the table and get involved. And prouder to say that my wife and I just had our first newborn, and we're excited to raise him here in Santee.
Congratulations.
So, thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you for being a part of this.
Thank you.
I'm Emily Castle. Been here for 25 years, so I call myself a native, even though I'm technically older than that. My kids go to school here. They do sports here. We love it here. Happy to be a part of this committee. My professional background is I run events for the Government Affairs Department of a Life Science Trade Association, so happy to help pick your brain over there, too, if you need any assistance on that. I was just looking for more opportunities to get involved with the city of Santee. Again, I've lived here for a long time, but most of my government affairs experience is on the federal side. So love working with the local city people that I probably see around town and didn't even realize I did. Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you, Emily. What schools do your kids go to?
Carlson Oaks.
So are they going to go to West Hills? Mm-hmm. That's right. Yep. West Hills, West Hills. All right. And Tony, let's hear a little bit about you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tony Renna, and I know many of you here on the board for many years, and appreciate all the work that you guys have done. You really have made the events around town and the recreational facilities around town really just first class. I've been involved with Santee AYSO Soccer League for about 18 years now, mainly as a referee, but also as a coach. So the improvements that have been done at Town Center Park have been nothing short of amazing. Everybody loves coming to Santee Town Center Park to play soccer and to have the facilities, the restroom facilities, the food and drink facilities there. I would like to contribute to continue to try to support the soccer league and their functions there with the group here. I've been here in Santee for about 30 years. I'm also on the Homeowners Association for Santee Autumnwood, which is over by Food for Less. So I've worked for many years with Sam, who's no longer with us, and I'm establishing a relationship with, I believe it is it Eric?
Eric, yes. He's going to be a great addition to, he's going to be a great replacement for Sam.
And then I also live near Mass Park too, and that you guys have done an amazing job on that. And so hopefully I can help you guys out in whatever way I can, maybe be your eyes and ears a little bit about at Town Center Park and the soccer fields, and maybe bridge the needs of the organizations there with some things that we can do, and maybe make it a little better for everyone out there.
Excellent. Thank you, Tony. And I'm sure you can help with that. I've known you for many, many years, since at AYSO soccer days. I was a coach for 16 years, and many a times you made bad calls in my soccer games. But I don't hold it against you. But I do appreciate you, and I welcome you. I welcome all three of you to the committee. It's great to see new faces, and we encourage you to participate and be involved. So,
and for the record, the other team, your opponent, they like the call.
Yes. And Nick, you got anything else? No. Okay, Anne. Oh.
Hello, everybody. Hello again. I actually failed to introduce myself. I'm Becky Lowndes, Special Events Supervisor. I was just so excited to talk about Brews and Bites. I didn't introduce myself. Nice to meet you. James, I'm going to try to do my best to get this taken.
To listen to you.
We're going to watch a quick video, I hope.
Oh, hear it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Now there's a video for you. So that was our little recap video for the sand tree planting event that we had in partnership all along with the San Diego River Park Foundation, Rolling with the River. We had planted multiple trees at Town Center Community Park East. And so we thank everybody who participated with us. It's a great way to continue our Tree City designation. I'm going to show one more video, and then I'll talk about some highlights of what's been going on in the events department. Assuming I can get it right, James. Let's see if I got this. All right. Thank you to our marketing team, who does an awesome job of making our recap videos and little promo videos for these events. So while everybody is enjoying their Christmas and New Year's, we are busy in the event world planning for 2026. So we have already had a very busy year, and we started the year, as I mentioned, with the tree planting event, Sand Tree. And we also had a blood drive that happened on February 18th with partnership with American Red Cross. We collected 22 units of blood, which can save up to 66 lives. So thank you to everybody who has donated. And we will have another one again in July. So if you are eligible, please consider donating at that next one. We most recently had Fido Fest, which is our 10th annual event at Town Center Community Park East on February 28th. It was very well attended. It was also very hot. We were very, very grateful to have the opportunity to have the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. So thank you, Alicia Wong. She's probably watching, but she has been working diligently year after year to request them to show up. We saw numerous responses on social media about that post. I do think that their presence helped to increase the footprint or increase the foot traffic as well. They were located in San Diego. They were having news segments as well, so there are many more opportunities for people to hear about Fido Fest that might not have had that opportunity previously. We had a record number of attendees, and vendors and businesses and dog rescues. We had over 100 booths that attended. So we are very grateful to have this increasing opportunity to promote animal welfare, animal opportunities, animal products and services. So we had a great time. We did have some opportunities for us to recognize ways for improvement, things that we can do, especially when this unique opportunity to have a 90-degree day in February happened, which is unheard of if you had attended the event in the past. Last year it was overcast and probably low 70s, and the year before that we got rained out into the parking lot. So February is an unpredictable event for us. So with that unpredictability came in a random heat wave that gave us a taste of summer way too early for us. We will have a recap video for Fido Fest at the next SPARC meeting for you guys to enjoy. But if you were there, thank you for coming. We will be reviewing some of our notes and feedback about, especially the heat, what strategies we can implement to make sure that our guests and our attendees, our staff, our vendors, our volunteers can be safe, protected. We want to make sure that everybody who comes to the event can enjoy it and stay, remain, and be safe, but also participate in a way that would not be harmful to oneself. So we're looking at opportunities for increasing shade, cooling zones, just communicating ahead of time, heat advisories. So these are things that we had addressed, and then we have an opportunity to take feedback knowing that our next event is coming up in March. At the end of this month, as you saw, the upcoming video for it. So again, unpredictability in weather in March, but we do have an opportunity to implement some new strategies just to make sure that everybody is participating in a safe manner. So with that, as you mentioned, as I mentioned, the Bunny Trail event is happening March 28th. If you have attended the event in the past, it previously was located at Trolley Square. We are bringing the same exact event style just to Town Center Community Park. We have an opportunity to utilize the stage so we can engage the community and the attendees in a new manner. So it will still remain a trick-or-treat style event. We feel that this provides a better opportunity for families to come and go as they please. We know spring is softball, baseball season, so we don't really want to frustrate families who are going to miss a certain egg hunt time because their son or daughter is playing in a t-ball game and they missed their opportunity. So this is a great opportunity for families to come and go at their leisure during that time frame and still get the same experience. We will be partnering with a variety of different performances. We have a Polynesian dance company that's coming. We have a martial arts group, and Expression Dance and Movement Center will be taking the stage to provide some entertainment for everybody. We do feel like the stage is a great visual presence. If you've been to the event before, we had a DJ in the amphitheater of Trolley Square, which is a little hidden. The bunny was hidden kind of in this other area. So we feel like bringing it to the park where people are accustomed to coming for all of our other events is a great opportunity to kind of create that community feel, bring it back to nature, enhance the spring environment. But just wanted to clarify that it will be that trick-or-treat style. So kids will be hopping along the bunny trail, collecting eggs as they go, and exchange that for a goodie bag at the end. So we'll be having additional opportunities, little scavenger hunts and tidbits for the kids to enjoy. It is a family-friendly event, but we do anticipate the target demographic will be probably the 0 to 7 or 8-year-olds. So we're trying to find exciting ways for them to feel connected, engaged, and create those long-lasting family memories with them. Rolling on through the rest of what's happening and upcoming, as Chairperson Dean mentioned, we have the Heroes Classic Golf Tournament, which will be happening on May 29th. The enrollment for that is open right now. So if you are interested, that is in collaboration with our HMH 462 Adopted Marine Unit up in Miramar. So if you like golf or if you would like to support this cause, please check out the website, which is SanteeSpecialEvents.com, and please register for there. We are also forecasting an amazing summer concert series. So we are working with a talent buyer to procure our artists. So we'll be releasing a lineup in the very near future. So please stay tuned. But summer concerts will be happening on June 11th through August 13th, every Thursday from 6:30 to 8, with the exception of July 2nd, so that our team can get adequately prepared for Santee Salutes, where we'll be celebrating the semi-cinquentennial, America's 250th birthday. So please be on the lookout for some awesome things that we're doing to celebrate the nation's 250th anniversary. But with that, that's all the updates that I have. So again, SanteeSpecialEvents.com. Please check it out. We have all of our calendar of events coming up there, and also sponsorship opportunities are listed there. If you have anybody who's interested in sponsoring a specific event or Brews and Bites event, yes, that's a good place to go. Does anybody have any questions about the event calendars?
Miss Miracle.
I am so glad you changed it from Trolley Square to the park because that, beating off that pavement and stuff, it was just miserably hot. And it was hard to find the little bunny thing. And the line was, it's just we're more spaced out and we have, I think it is more rabbit friendly and child friendly and elderly.
Yes, Miss Stephanie.
That video was awesome. I got all excited for the Easter egg hunt because I do that in my yard and stuff. And I was trimming my trees back just a month ago, and I found an egg that they didn't find. And it was like I'm taking pictures and to my kids going, look what you missed. But it didn't have money in it, so. But that was exciting, just watching that video. How exciting.
puts money
That's
in hers.
awesome. Yeah.
She puts money in hers. I've been at her house there's a $20 egg too floating around. Anyone else have any comments? Well, thank you, Becky. Awesome. And do you have some?
I'll go quick. But thank you, Becky. I'm very lucky to have Becky on my team. She's phenomenal. Wanted to go over some other generic rec kind of things. Our spring guide, you guys were all provided our brochure. And there's also an online version as well. Is open for class registration as well as summer day camp, as well as our newly named Santee Camp. It was called X Factor before we changed the name. So, and also our junior leader program. So please go online if you want to check some additional programs out. There's also some senior calendars here. There's lots of trips, and the luncheon will be in May. And I know a lot of you like to attend the luncheon. So please let our team know that you'd like to get registered for that. And SPARC members are welcome to attend for free. So we'd like to see you there. I do have a video. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, there we go. So that was another activity we did in January, and it was trail mixer, we call it, and you'll see that we did a real healthy trail mix with those M&Ms and stuff. But we started the Historical Society, and then the San Diego River Park actually does an escorted walk down Walker Trail, so it was very well attended by families and a variety of people. It's a fun thing to do, get out in January. Wanted to let you know that we are actively working on some arts and culture types of activities, and our Santee work group for arts and culture, which is SWAC for short. Next meeting will be April 1st, and you're welcome to join if you're interested in arts and culture or providing any feedback on April 1st at 3:30 here at City Hall. We have accepted a $20,000 capacity building award, so you'll be seeing some additional arts and culture outreach type feedback opportunities at many of our special events. And we have also been, as Becky mentioned, the 4th of July, or the semi-quincentennial, you would say that 10 times first, now currently has its own website. So these are at the entrance. You're welcome to click on the QR code. It will provide you a variety of activities that you could participate in, or your family or youth or seniors, that would be related to the semi-quincentennial. So celebrating the birthday of the Declaration of Independence 250th. So please check out that website, and we'll have lots of information about upcoming activities and possibly some special activities that will be highlighted. Wanted to also let you know that we had our semi-annual meeting with our partnered youth sports organization, or we refer to them as PISO. That was held this past week, and they are the groups, the Little Leagues, the AYSOs, the football groups, organizations. We meet with them twice a year. They utilize City Park fields and parks for their activities. So we meet with them twice a year just to clarify all of our rules and policies and procedures and make sure that we are meeting their needs and we work cooperatively with them. So I wanted to let you know, and that's open to the public as well, but it was already held, so we'll have another one in fall. And I wanted to let you know that Town Center Community Park East, Fields 1 and 2, will be going through a closure after the egg hunt, or the bunny trail. I keep calling it an egg hunt. The bunny trail, March 30th through June 4th, which will be right before our first movie in the park on that upcoming weekend. Have a little bit of sad news. One of our beloved staff members, Matt Foster, will be leaving our department. He received a promotion at the City of El Cajon's Park and Rec Department. We train them, we get them ready to launch into the bigger and better opportunities. So we're going to miss him. He will be here. This is his last month with us. So I know our senior group will miss him dearly. He's a great asset and lucky El Cajon. Also wanted to let you know we've started recruiting for our part-time staff recreation leader and recreation aide positions. I know a lot of people have teenagers who might be interested in participating in that and looking for a summer job. So go to the City of Santee website. You'll be able to find that information. Any other items that are recreation related are at santeerec.com. Any specific questions?
I have a question, only because you glossed over it really quick, and we have some new folks on.
Sure.
I want to talk about the luncheon.
Yeah.
And how we have 2 a year. This is a really good opportunity to meet some of our seniors, and so I wanted you to elaborate that a little
Sure.
bit for our new folks and on the date again, so they can reach out and ask if they want to be a participant in it.
Yeah. So you'll see in the guide or our brochure. I always call that thing the wrong thing all the time. But in our senior activities, and we don't card people, just so you know, we do have a luncheon twice a year, and it usually has entertainment. This one's a little bit lower key. It has, I think, a boxed lunch. It's included, and our SPARC members are welcome to attend free of cost. And we can just reach out to us, and we will get you registered. It is very, very popular. Our luncheons with our seniors, we can host up to 100 people. So the sooner you decide if you're open that date, please let us know.
I wanted to highlight that a little bit so you could see that, maybe circle it if it's something you're available to do. It's a great way to get out there and meet a lot of the folks that we're doing this for. And I know a lot of our committee members join this one, and then there's one also in the Christmas time, Christmas time. And they're just really good events, and to get out there and meet some folks. And so I only encourage you because for the first 5 years, I'm like, whatever. And then I finally went to it, and it was great. I got to meet a lot of the folks, and it was just a fun event. And the other thing I want to say, Tony, and I'm only picking you out here. The meeting that staff does with all the sports, all the leaders of the sports, I really encourage you to be a part of the one in the fall. Just so you could see how the relationship with the city and of all of our sports youth organizations, how that interacts, so you can have a better understanding of how, all the usage and all that stuff. So I don't think that's until October.
Because it will determine our information for spring.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
just
typically in the fall.
encourage you-
I'll make sure I bring it up.
Because I plan on you being a part of this committee for a long time. So I just think with your background and being involved in AOI so very heavily, I think you should be a part of that, just so you could see kind of the inner workings of how that works. And if anybody wants to be a part of that, but I know Tony, that you've been a part of it. So those are two things I just wanted to bring up. Anyone have any questions for Ann?
Sure, go right ahead.
Just out of curiosity, for my own selfish reasons, on the like the junior bakers workshop and the kids clay, is that you drop off your kids, or do the parents stay with the kids for those?
It depends on the age, and if it is parent participation, it'll say parent participation. So we have some, but like Parent and Me, Tiny Tots. So really, you do drop off your child for most of them. But like Tiny Tots is that one. The Tiny Tots one actually is a drop off.
Okay.
As well. But if it has parent involvement, it'll stay that on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So also, again, this activity guide is something, and I'm only reaching out to new folks because some of you have kids still in the age group range of all this stuff. This is your roadmap to tell your friends, your inner circles, your bunco nights, your poker nights, and hey, we got some cool stuff. Come be involved and just get the word out there to get all the folks to know, because we do a lot of stuff in Santee, and that's one of the things that makes the Parks and Rec department, Ann and her staff, and Nick. I mean, we do a lot of stuff that I know that other cities don't do, and they're things that are really cool that make Santee, the greatest city that I've been a part of forever. But so I just encourage you to look at that and read up on all our stuff. So.
Yeah, and our website's a wonderful resource as well. This brochure actually is interactive there. It gives you more information if you click on the class or whatever you're interested in. And as well as other programs that are not in here, our pickleball courts, things like that. So there's a lot of information on our website, and it's a pretty great guide for SanteeRec.com. It's pretty easy to remember. I'd be remiss, but I'm sorry. I forgot to say one more thing. Gary Bloom's with us today, and I wanted to let you know that our organization here, our Parks and Recreation professional organization called California Parks and Recreation Society has a annual conference every year that typically some of our staff attends, and we are also allowed to submit programs for awards that can be recognized statewide. And I wanted to let you know that we did apply for an award for the TAP program and our partnership with TAP, and Gary will probably speak to that as well. It's a total altruistic project with the picker-uppers in the parks, and we actually won an award. So we're going to conference next week, and we will be receiving the award. And we couldn't have happened without Gary, of course. So I wanted to let you know.
Great.
That's it for me.
Great, thank you. So if you aren't familiar with the TAP program, I'm going to do it in a nutshell. I'm not going to do it justice. But I don't know, a year maybe before that, there was a project that was brought before SPARC, and it was basically the trash picker upper thingies, and it was a concept to put it into parks, and it's been really, really successful. And we have it at Big Rock and Mast, and hopefully we're going to have it at every park in the future. But it's a very cool program, because when you're out there with your kiddos and you want to do, you pick up one of these trash picker-uppers and you pick up trash while you're out there. And it was a very cool concept. And like I said, I'm not doing it justice. I apologize. And he came and talked to us about it. And we've wholeheartedly supported it. And he's implemented it now in 2 of our well-attended parks. And it's just been very successful. And we won an award. So thank you so much for your awesome idea. And if you're ever out at Mast or Big Rock with your kiddos, pick up a little trash picker-upper dilly bob and pick up some trash. So, yes. Okay, so next one is
Real
committee.
quick, Chair, it is a little out of order. Gary does have a speaker slip in to speak for
to speak
non-agenda.
non.
I mean,
Well, let's go to that now, because we're talking about it. Thank you, Gary.
I'll make it quick. Not that 3 minutes is long.
No, you're fine.
All right, so Gary Bloom, Total Altruism Project. It's doing phenomenal. And it's doing phenomenal because the community is participating so much. The national average for the litter reduced at a reoccurring type of event at a certain site is between 25 and 35%. But Mass Park, which Mesa College just did a biostatistics study on the litter there. We implemented it. It reduced it 56.9%. That's huge. That means the community's really into it. Now, I've started at Big Rock Park in Santee. That was April 12th last year. To this day, neither park has had a negative complaint made. Everyone loves it. Danny, the maintenance person there, he just loves it. He's always gloating and watching people do it. So theft really down. I mean, I shouldn't say down. It's never been really up. I think last month, in January for Big Rock Park, there was a total of 2 missing. And then last month, February, only 1 for the whole month. We thought that Mass Park might have a little bit higher because it's right on the river. Maybe there's some homeless people that might, be using them more than we'd want and not returning them. Last month, I should say in January, only 2 were gone. And last month, February, 4 were gone. However, in March 2nd, just Monday, when I did my tally there were 2 extra ones. So it just goes to show that when I'm there, somebody's out at the community or somewhere in the park using them. And then they return them the next day. It's great, it's stuff like that. So thank you very much. That's really it. Yeah.
Thank you for bringing this awesome plan. And I was just as stoked in the beginning when you came here and talked about it, because I had told you that at Mass Park specifically, we had a non-official one of these with the disc golfers, because in the beginning when we started, when we restricted smoking in our parks, we really encouraged the folks to pick up cigarette butts because they're not supposed to be smoking there anyways. And it was a hit with the disc golf community. So that's why it was so great to see you bring it into Mass Park, and I'm glad that it's been so successful.
Yeah, it has. And the education system, the school right there uses it too for, I think there's over 35 education standards that it covers. So it's doing really well all around.
Thank you, Gary. Just really quick for everyone's knowledge, I'll be fast. Ann is correct. We will be receiving an award in Long Beach next week, but we also want to recognize Gary and the staff that's played a role in submitting this request. And he does have some time slated, I believe maybe in the next foreseeable few council meetings, to just tell council, what he's done. He's going to have a presentation slip there, and we're also going to, be presenting the award to the staff members that submitted the TAP program, and also yourself. So there's going to be something at the council level to recognize you, sir, and the staff that submitted it. Thank you so much.
And at that meeting, I'm going to have Mesa College. They're going to be presenting their findings, so it'll be really interesting. So the students will be talking, which is a great experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary.
That sounds like it's been very successful. I'm wondering if there's any opportunities to expand it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's been in the business plan since 2018.
You can come back up to the mic so people at home can hear you.
We're opening another park, but it's at Murray Ridge Park, very close to Mesa College. They were hoping we'd be closer. So I'm trying to get Grossmont to get involved in the biostatistics study also. And I've also applied for a small grant from the Santee Parks Foundation to see if they could help out to open up another one in this area.
Yeah, and the great thing about this, guys, is it's not just putting picker-uppers. There's actually science behind it, and there's studies, and there's a class at the college that it does all the statistics, and so it's very cool. It's all encompassing.
Altruism. I mean, it's going into the health fields, the governments, it's education, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, veterans of foreign war, real estate offices are calling on it. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do we have any other non-public? Okay, because we jumped in. Let's go to committee updates, reports, and general announcements. So just for the new folks, I just want you to know this is where you get to talk about anything that when you're out there in the parks, in the public, what you've heard, your thoughts, any cool events coming up that, So this committee updates, general reports, and announcements. I will start over here. Ryan, do you have any?
Yes. First of all, I wanted to ask if anyone's heard from Dan Bigford. I haven't seen him for a couple of meetings now. Is he okay?
Dan Bigford resigned from SPARC.
Okay. But he's healthy and happy for all.
Yes, I saw him yesterday at a meeting for Kiwanis in a huge event we're doing.
Okay, good. So that was my first question. Second question is, I think, Nick, you alluded to this a couple of meetings ago. This was the second public comment we've had talking about parking in like the last 6 months. And I think you mentioned like city council was aware of it and they're working on it and there's some solutions in the pipeline. Is that still happening?
Yeah, so the first phase of the community center development will convert the grass lot that's in front of the YMCA to a parking structure, not a parking structure, new parking spaces. It's going to be a net of, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think 63 more additional parking spaces. So that's going to be a net increase.
Okay, good. So ultimately, the solutions are in process, and we're like aware that this stuff is happening.
Correct, and it's not a parking structure. It's just more parking.
A little bit extra. Okay,
Yes,
good.
exactly.
The next question was: is there any updates? I know we recently got rid of the contracted landscape team, and we're doing it in house now. Is that still going forward pretty well?
Yes, sir. It's going really well. Yes. We could have Eric provide a report on that at the next SPARC meeting if that sits well with you.
Only if everyone else wants it. So.
Yeah, we're actually looking for that. I mean, this is the first few months of it being implemented, and it's great. If you haven't been out, if you go to a random park, you will see a city folk there actually doing.
There's a lot more TLC I've noticed, which is really rewarding and nice. It makes me happy to see.
It's actually very cool that we brought this in house, and I think it's going to be a massive positive for our parks.
Those are all my comments for today.
All right, great, thank you. Ms. Linda?
Yes, and I have a question though for Nick. Nick, when is the parking structure going to go under construction?
Yeah.
Oh, you just turned off your mic. He misspoke. I just wanted to.
That parking structure should be completed no later than the latter parts of this summer.
This summer?
It should be completed.
Parking structure, are we talking about?
The parking structure.
It's,
Isn't not a structure.
It's not a structure. It's not a structure. It's just additional parking.
please, yeah,
How would a
clarify that,
structure?
please, now.
Can we have a structure?
It's just additional parking.
It's additional parking.
Just like any regular parking lot you would see at a park.
Yes.
So
So,
that should be pretty easy then.
Yeah.
Slam in.
yes, we're losing some parking for a community center, but we're net adding parking at the YMCA
Yeah, that
lot, yeah.
grass and knoll area.
But not a parking structure. Those are millions of dollars. And
It is.
I don't think
It is a parking lot, not a parking structure. Yes.
Okay, and I have one more thing. Not Brews and Bites, geez. Fido Fest I attended, and I got there around 10:30, and the parking was really bad, and I couldn't believe how many vehicles. But my main concern is when I got there, it was too hot. So I want to put on the next agenda, if we can, my recommendations for actually it's going to be a cool zone, enhanced event cooling infrastructure is what I'm proposing. I want executive, the goal is to enhance the safety and comfort for the Santee outdoor events by investing in city-owned portable cooling infrastructures. Recently experienced at Fido Fest highlighted the crucial need for this, the cooling zone. I did some analyzing of different things, cooling zone kits and cost, and if the city could, staff could look at that for me and see if that's going to be even kind of feasible. My main goal is actually to get the beautiful cool zone trailer. It's my ultimate goal there. But if you
have a
look at
sponsor for
my
that?
thing, you'll see that. I just feel that more people would have enjoyed that event if we weren't sweating to death. We had nowhere to go, no seats. There was just nothing. It was stiflingly hot, hard to shoot pets when they're sweating to death and dropping and foaming at the mouth. Of course, I was too. Yeah, and it made it difficult. I couldn't finish the vendors. I couldn't showcase, the adoption alley. There's so many things that I missed because I had to leave. I just couldn't take it. And I wasn't the only one. I'd like for staff to check with the fire department if other people were affected by this extreme heat. But if we could just have something in place, and also this cooling zone would go together with our structure that we're building for rentals. Like when we're not using it, we could rent it. You know, I mean, it's not like we're just going to throw this 10 grand in the wind. We could recoup from this and also have sponsors, you know, sponsor the cool zone, a veterinarian or something of that magnitude. So I'm really hoping that staff looks into this for me and that this gets put on an agenda, because I will be regurgitating this if it doesn't. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Stephanie.
I got excited about the parking structure.
Oh my gosh. I told you.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
I asked her to fix that really quick. That was a misspeak.
Okay, so I did not get over to the parks today, which I intended on doing, but I didn't. And I'm just curious how the gopher holes are going.
This is something that typically Eric would report on. He's not here, but we are happy to report that gopher holes, the situation of gopher affairs are a little bit better now. We're deploying the new tactics, and we could have Eric report on that at the next upcoming meeting.
Okay, thank you.
And can we focus on the youth, the girls' youth softball fields? Because, yeah, I know, but you didn't. I wanted to clarify.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because we don't have a massive gopher problem over at Town Center Community Park East, but the girls' softball fields.
Scary. What's scary?
Yeah, I mean, we all know this, Tony, more than others, because we used to play in some snotty fields throughout the town in soccer, and you're always worried about the youth snapping an ankle or twisting their ankle. But as with any natural issues, it's difficult, especially in California, to kill the gophers. In my yard, it's not difficult because I take care of them. But yes, please have Eric talk about the gophers over at the girls' softball field. Do you have anything to say down there?
Always. All right. This was my first time attending Fido Fest. I brought my wife. I did bring my newborn. We did end up adopting a dog from my grandma, so it was super exciting, an organization that we've supported in the past. I thought the event was great. It was absolutely hot, but, try not to plan it to be hot next time, I guess. But no, it was great. I love the way it was. Like, it was super exciting. We took a picture in front of the mobile and all that. It was a fun event. It was hot, but it was super fun, and I'm really glad that happens here in Santee, because pretty passionate about like getting animals adopted and adopting from shelters and organizations like that. That excites me. About parks, being new to the school district here in Santee. It was a big deal for me to, kind of reach out and talk with James, Emily, and Ann a little bit in the beginning of the school year, and just get our sports and our organizations kind of working together. So when I say like all the kids and all the pictures that I have, we're excited to kind of go to the park there and leave the schools and have their championships and their playoff games and in some of the games that we've had at the soccer fields. It was super exciting, and I'm really hopeful to continue that partnership in the future. I kind of glad to hear that it's closing down for a little bit so we can fix the rain issue or the gutters and all that there, so that we can continue to use them. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Miss Emily.
I don't have anything to add.
Thank you. Tony.
Yeah, I have a question about the closing, or actually first is the Town Center Park East Fields 1 and 2. Which specific fields are those? Are those the grass soccer
So
fields?
the grass fields 1 and 2, and 3 is the first synthetic, and 4 is the football soccer synthetic.
Yeah, you can, 4 is for football, so that's how I remember it. And then the closest to the stage is field 1 and 2.
And what maintenance is planned for those while they are closed?
Yeah, so it's going to be fenced for that period of time that I mentioned. And I know that we're working very closely with our landscape,
So that's Eric. Usually will update us on this, but he's out tonight.
Nick's been on top of
So
it.
it's gonna be aerated, fertilized. We're gonna drop fescue, and we're gonna gate it. And at this time frame, that's the perfect time to do this type of process. It's going to cultivate, grass will regrow, and then soccer will start getting out there, and we'll do the same process every year. Because I don't know if you guys have heard this comment before. It's relatively pretty humorous, but where soccer grows, nothing grows. Because those cleats are just, and you know this very well, sir. I mean, you know this more than everyone. Typically in other cities, there's just so much, there's a lot of infrastructure where they could cycle out, a specific field. But here in Santee, we don't really have a lot of playing fields, so we utilize these fields very constantly. So that's why you see some of these patches, like on the Easter egg event. I did see a bunch of patches in the background, and it made me cringe a little bit, but we have a process for all of those patches.
I'm wondering if the maintenance that's being done, is it the same yearly maintenance, or are we maybe taking a different look at ways of improving those fields? Because they do get pretty torn up. And I've been into other communities that, I don't know what they do, but they're a little bit nicer. And I guess my question is, are we doing the same thing that we did last year and the year before?
What we've done this year recently is we allocated more monies towards irrigation processes, and we actually got a new irrigation controller, Kelsense 3000. We've always had a very low scale controller out there. So this new controller is going to let us know when there's irrigation breaks, when there's actual rain, the irrigation will turn off. It's a smart controller. So things are already a little bit better in comparison to other years, and we're going to continue to see that. A little by comparison, in the previous years, we probably spent between $45,000 and $65,000 on sod on the yearly process. Now it's kind of slowly gone down. It went from 45 to 35. Now we're only expecting to spend about $25,000 for that sod job. So every year, slowly, it's getting better and better. And it's only going to get better because we have park maintenance in-house, and we actually have more equipment, like an aerator machine that we could aerate it whenever we want versus asking the contractor to go out and do this aeration whenever they have time. So we have more control over it.
Cool. And I know the leagues that play on there appreciate the improvements. I know that we've had tournaments there in the past, and we'd had a little rain, and we've had to move the tournament that should have been on those fields into another community, and that actually caused that tournament to not consider coming back into Santee, and perhaps. Well, I will help the committee keep an eye on that, and I'll let you know if which way we're going, and maybe there's an opportunity for more improvements in the future.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Tony. Ms. Pishining.
I do. I don't normally do, but I do. Anyway, I don't know if it's the right time to say it, but it's Becky, right? Becky, this will keep the cost of the Brews and Bites tickets down a fraction. I'm planning an event, and I've used Eventbrite in the past. And this year, they've raised prices, and they're cut. And I found Ticket Stripe, which because we're a high school reunion, we're a nonprofit. The city fundraiser, I'm sure would be nonprofit. Anyway, they cut their fee way down. It's very low. And so I don't know how much a difference if it's, worth it, but I know that it would keep the price of the tickets lower.
So she'll look in that, but the city is considered not for profit, not nonprofit, unfortunately.
Okay.
But we're not a 501c3, so just so you know.
Oh,
just
neither was the high
general
school
knowledge.
reunion. They
Yeah.
just said, your reunion. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
She'll take a look.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Miss Stephanie, you have one more thing.
I have a question.
Yes.
At Fido Fest, the dirt parking lot, which I know is county, but that was scary over there that day.
That's not a question, that's a comment.
Well-
But I appreciate your comment. What else would you like to
Well, no, because of the rain buildup. We have a Santee pond over there right now, or did. But I was just wondering, who takes care of that? That was a question.
The county. We have to receive permits from them to regrade that lot. That would be a whole process that we could do, but we could certainly look into it. I think the rain may have impacted it relatively pretty heavily. we'll try to keep a gauge on some of these weather events, but typically we would have to request permission from them to get a skid steer out there and level out some certain areas.
Yes, and I want to talk to, and this will be the last comment unless anybody else has it. I want to talk to the amount of calls I got about Fido Fest, not about the heat and Linda dying out there taking pictures, but about the parking lot. And I spoke with staff before this meeting about maybe having some monitors out there, and usually there is, and we will, and they assured me that in the future there will be monitors out in the parking lot, because when it's a free-for-all, people don't really park where they're supposed to. When you don't have the little chalk lines, we could have had Tony and some of his friends go out there, because he's used to doing it for AOSO, but to draw some lines. There's lessons learned on all events. I mean, the heat, and I just want to say this, unfortunately, as much as I think you guys are miracle workers, I don't think you could control the weather. But as far as some of the other challenges and some of the other things, every single event we do in Santee, and I have this with great confidence because I speak with the staff offline, we have lessons learned. What can we do better next time? And as far as the Brews and Bites, like I said earlier, Ryan, ride your bike or get a Uber. But these events that are now well attended, and Fido Fest is one of the best attended events we have here. Besides, I mean, some concert nights are crazy. The 4th of July is always awesome. This year, I'm not even going to try to say what it is, the 250th. But the bison, whatever. This Fido Fest is growing, and it's a great event, and it's great to hear feedback. But it's what I talk to everybody in town. I went to 7 things last week, and I said, don't forget Fido Fest this weekend. You got a 4-legged friend, come out there. It's a great event. Besides from it being 1,000,000 degrees, it's still a great event. And with growth in anything, we have to figure out, okay, there's new challenges. The parking lot's one of them. And our parking situation, and when the county and when the folks start building on that property, our parking situation is only going to be more challenging. So I am confident in telling you all that the city and the staff are well aware of that, and they're coming up with creative and better ways to improve all of our functions and all of the user experience, the guest experience. So, yeah, parking structure. If we could find a sponsor for the parking structure, we will get on that. Anyways, thank you all, new folks, for attending. And with that, I'd like to call this meeting adjourned.